Kia ora, boys and girls. Welcome to another episode of The Drop Clutch with me, Ricky V. In this series, I'm interviewing as many metal drummers from around New Zealand as I can get to, just to find out what makes these guys and girls tick. Now, tonight's guest is one of my favorite drummers, musicians in the country. This dude's an absolute G. He is the drummer for Exordium Mors and Rvkkvs. Exordium Mors, I believe, just came off a tour overseas. And he's also the bass player for Sciolism and CorpseFeast. Ladies and gentlemen, Allan Lachlan. Allan, how we doing, bro?
Oh, cheers, bro. Yeah, good, man. Yeah, good as.
Awesome. So, to get us started, bro, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, about your history? Obviously, you play bass as well, but drumming. What got you started drumming, man? And how long have you been doing it?
Yeah, man. I guess I first picked it up in high school with public schools giving the free lessons, and it's one of those funny ones where all my friends went to a different high school, and I went to we all went to the same school growing up, and then we parted ways. So it was my way of getting out of class because I hated kind of hated school when you don't have mates, So it was like straight away just getting into guitar lessons mainly, and then I like guitar, but I just hated learning all those classical songs, I guess, which I really wish I had of now, but whatever. So yeah, did the drum lessons instead, and it resonated with me a lot more. And I guess when you play music, you can relate to it. Like certain instruments, just like I wouldn't say they're easier, but you know what I mean. Like they just take less effort to feel comfortable, I suppose.
Yeah.
Like so drums was the one that that's the one that resonates mostly with me, I suppose. So yeah, and
Sure.
just mucked around with that because went to high school in Masterton, and there's not a lot to do, so you just bum around. And I was just mainly playing punk rock and metal as well. But there's never enough bands. And there was always a guy better than me, so he would always he'd be in the band, and I'd be always second string to him. So that was all right. It was still cool to watch and inspiring and motivating in that. So it was cool.
Awesome. I didn't know you were a rapper, boy, bro.
Oh yeah, man. Like I'm born in Napier, but my dad's a forestry worker, so we moved down there, and yes, grew up in an actual forest. Because this back in those days they lived out there and worked, so we just stayed in there. My earliest memories are like living in the forestry quarters. That was pretty cool.
Sure.
And then country school, and then high school in Masterton.
True.
Good times. Good times.
Born and raised in Carterton, bro. I lived there. Yeah. Born and raised there. Lived there till I started intermediate. Anyway, fucking wire rapper. Here we go. So focusing a little bit more on your drumming, Allan. Do you have a specific warm up that you use for practices or shows? Is there anything in particular that you do?
Nothing. Like I do like to warm up because it's that whole drums is physical, and I know a lot of musicians and especially metalheads don't really like sports, but I take a sports approach to it because it's like treat it. It's like game day. You got to be real. You got to do your prep during the week and all that cheesy prep. But it's totally. I think it's worthwhile. And then I like to warm up, and if I could have a practice pad, that'd be amazing. But half the time you forget them, or there's nowhere to put it anyway. So you just end up whacking your pedal bag, or you like stretch out and just whack your shoes while you're just trying to get your arms all limber. And similar to it's not like I saw a Gene Hoglan interview. I don't know if I was doing it before he said so, but he used to. You can't really practice your drumming on your legs so much, but just doing your ankle movements like twisting and to loosen that up as well is something I started doing because you can't really. It'd be amazing to take a practice pad for your feet, but it's just not so practical, eh?
Yeah. Absolutely.
So love to get a good. Like I guess if the band's playing before me and I really want to watch the band, I'll probably do the first few songs warm up and then go watch the band because that's why we're there really.
Sure.
But you still want to warm up, so trying to do both is hard.
Yeah, fair enough, bro. Absolutely. All right. Well, Allan, can you tell us, please, who are some of your favorite drummers and whose style do you think has influenced your playing the most?
Oh man, I knew that question was coming and I got nothing. Nah, it's like all the usuals. Like as you, I guess for me, my journey was like the same as most people of our age. Like I'm 42 now, so like all the 80s stuff comes through, and all the metal that you discover once you discover it is all Metallica and Pantera, and you love those
Mm.
guys. And then it either well, new metal came along, and some of that stuff if you're into it. And I got into a fair few of those in the time, and then you just keep just going on and finding more heavy stuff. And also, I'm a huge punk fan too. I love it's a pretty unpopular thing among some metalheads, but I love skate punk. It's just
Oh,
it's
bro.
high energy, and the drumming's pretty phenomenal. So some of the guitaring
Mm.
actually, to be fair, but
Mm.
so there's a bit of everything. Like Smelly from No Effects was one of my favorite drummers growing up, and
Choice.
all the usuals, and then yeah, it's so hard to pick because then you get into the death metal area, and then there's just all the guys like Roddy and Colias and Longstrift, they're just
Mm.
monsters, and same with all the thrash giants. But ultimately, I guess guys like Pete Sandoval probably and Nick Menza probably
Sure.
influence like the way I want to play drums. I wouldn't say well, hopefully I don't just emulate your style, but it's more like I don't know if lead drumming sounds so cheesy, but you know when you do stuff along with the guitar riff, and then you play tom and percussion work that matches the riff sometimes, and instead of just doing straight drumming. And so hopefully I'm doing a bit of that, but making it my own. But you know, everything's been done, so it's so hard to make it unique. But you try,
Sure. Yes.
and then yeah, so yeah, I'd say those would be it. And
Sure.
then you fit my favorite drummers. I probably don't even sound anything like you know, I love Sean Reinhardt, and
Yeah.
but he's just a phenomenal, like, you know, he inspired so many people. Hoagland as well, and then even just non-metal bands. So they have some of the sickest drummers, man. Like Carter Beauford from like Dave Matthews Band.
Yeah,
He's
bro.
amazing, man. And then just all the prog drummers and prog metal drummers. Just it's just massive, man. You can try and copy all their techniques, like Dragon Ball styles. You just want to learn everyone's stuff, but it's just too much.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. With skater punk, yeah, bro, I'm a massive skater punk guy as well. And to your point, there's it might be Ixnay, but there's a handful of older Offspring songs where if you took Dexter's vocals and switched them out with like 1984, 1985 James Hetfield, you'd have a Metallica song. It sounds the riffing, right? The
Yeah, yeah,
tremolos and the thrash drumming and all that. It's yeah, bro. Like it's a lot harder, a lot heavier than people think because of Dexter's vocals. But
yeah,
yeah,
man.
skater punk, bro. Fuck yeah,
And
fuck
there's
yeah,
some pretty psychotic drummers in that skate punk scene, like the Lagwagon dude.
yeah.
He's that one album, man. I can't remember what it's called, the one with Mr. Coffee on it, but fuck, man, that album just blows my mind for like just a guy who plays with a single kick pedal and just real explores what you can do. Like you know,
Fuck yes.
it's great.
Absolutely right. Well, following on from that, this is a can be a little bit harder for people to answer. If you can narrow it down to one, because I know that you've seen a lot of drum performances over the years. If you can narrow it down to one, what would you say has been your favorite drum performance that you've seen live?
Oh, scene. Oh, if you'd say one, probably the most recent always sticks out. Like when Nile recently came through, that was just a
Oh,
master. That was just a masterclass, man, of extreme drumming. Like so to see that and with my own eyes instead of just watching videos is just like holy shit, man.
hey,
And then even just through history of attending gigs, just all your favorite guys you never thought you'd see, like seeing Lombardo play those songs, and
oh,
got to see Anthrax, which is another one of my favorite bands growing up. So
fuck yeah.
to see them play those, they all stick out. But yeah, I think the biggest one, probably because it's most recent, is definitely the Nile one. Oh, and Mike Smith, Suffocation when they came.
Oh,
That blew my
yes.
mind to see Mike Smith play drums, and I got to shake his hand afterwards. He's like a black Wolverine, man. He like I thought he broke my hand when he shook it. Like
Oh, yeah.
he's like he's a short ass man, but he's like a black Wolverine. He's like amazingly strong, and then you hear it in the drumming, you just know.
Oh, yeah. Fuck yeah. Fuck yes.
So yeah, man.
Cool. Awesome. Thank you so much, bro. This one's definitely been very hard for people to answer. Tell me, Alan, how would you describe your style?
That's actually kind of the easiest bit because
Oh yeah.
I wouldn't say I pigeonholed myself lately, but the last few years I pretty much just focus on extreme metal drumming. So it's pretty just like I wouldn't say it's straightforward, but just with Ruckus, it was the main drumming thing I've been doing. So that's just trying to blitz it, just blast beats and D beats and skanks and trying to put in some weird timing in there. But that's just at those speeds, it's just so hard to try and alter the times and make it a bit more. I don't want to say we're prog grind or anything, but I do want to make it pretty wacky. But then it just gets too crazy, and then no one knows what's going on. So
prog grind.
But that would be cool. I don't know. And then Exordium Mors is a whole new thing where it's like the same thing, but those songs are like 8 minutes long, so that's brutal. Grunkle's easy, 1 to 2 minutes, man. But yeah, learning up the material, it's like same speeds or even faster, and like 8 minutes.
Sure.
So I guess to say my current style would just be, I don't want to say extreme because that sounds so like obnoxious or whatever, but it's kind of the focus. It's just really fast and try to be tasteful, but it's so hard when you're going those speeds to make it all tasteful and flamboyant. So do my best.
Sure, absolutely. Do you play to a click?
Not live, but at practice we do sometimes just to try and for me when I'm doing personal practice by myself, whether it's on the real kit or I've made my own practice kit with mesh heads and those
nice.
those sound off like cymbals, which sound horrible, but at least you can practice in your house without your neighbors trying to kill you. So when I'm doing that, I'll try and play to the song itself, and I guess it's the same as a click because it's the actual speed and then I guess we are. It's funny because I was joking to you, I'm pretty shit with tech, but then I guess once with some stuff I've learning it, me and Raj just bounce tracks between each other and we'll put clicks onto the songs it helps feeling it out. And yeah, man, I'd like to say it's helping, but it's taken a long time. That's probably my like you always think highly of yourself, but to look at your flaws is really hard. And I know that like keeping time, like the tempo is the hardest job, man. And I still struggle with it, man. And I think I'm finally starting to like. I'm not going to say when I'm nailing it, but it's this last 6 months has been a lot better than probably the last 10 years of trying to control the speed.
Awesome.
So, yeah.
Sure. Well, I insisted on using a click track with teeth and nails, just because I know how wonky my timekeeping can get. And so I just felt like I was doing a disservice to the boys, and so I wanted to make sure that I was doing the best that I could for them. And so, and when we very first started using a click, it was just me. But now we're at the stage where all of us are on the click track, and that's just opened up a whole other sea of opportunities and possibilities. But yeah, it was really important to me just to make sure that I was doing the right thing by my boys. So yeah, clicks are hard, but awesome.
It's especially for the riff, man. Like the riff will still sound great, like faster than it's supposed to be, but not really. It's like to everyone who's like watching that. Oh, that was mean, that was brutal. But it's like to the guys playing the song, and especially the bros on guitars, it's like it just doesn't feel right, and kind of kills the power of the like if it's a groovy riff and you play it too fast, it loses its groove. Or if it's a melody, it sounds like shit when it's played too fast, or even sometimes even too slow. Like so, you gotta get as close to perfect as possible. But we're trying. We've talked about it, but we're trying not to use a click just because, to talk myself up again. I guess I'm kind of I try to be an energetic drummer, so like if I'm feeling more energetic, sometimes playing it some bits slightly faster does feel better.
Sure.
So, like, when you go to your favorite songs are at like say, 170 or 180 perhaps, and then like playing it at 185 or 190, that's only slightly. But then once you get to those, same with driving a car, once you get to like 200 plus and you want to even take it 5 faster, it's like, it's ridiculous. Like,
yes.
And you don't, and when you play by feel, the adrenaline doesn't make it feel like you're going fast, and then you watch the video and then you're like, oh. and I feel so bad because it's like, yeah, it was a great feeling and the vibe was great at the gig, but then you've let the guys down. I guess I feel like I let them down. So not in any like emo way, but it's just like, oh man, it just would have been so much greater to play it like properly.
Exactly right, bro. Exactly.
And that's the drummer's curse, man.
Yes. yes, it is. Yes, it is. So going back to something that I mentioned before, it was Exordium Mors that you went overseas with recently.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
tell us about that, man. Where'd you go? What'd you do?
Oh, dude, man. Like outside of your like, when you have when you think, you don't include family when you talk about like your best things in your life because that's just a given. But like, so outside of all the things I've done like that, it's probably the greatest experience I've had. Like, and especially in recent times, man, incredible. Um, yeah. So we ended up like how it happened. I think is Santi, the guitarist in the Exotic Moors, he goes to Greece like semi regularly, I suppose. Like, and he's made connections over there, and then showed them the stuff, and then the guys were like, "Hey, man, you guys should come over." And then he was like, "If you're serious, man, we will." And then it turned out to be like, "Yeah," but obviously. It's not the same as New Zealand where you just drive like for 6 hours and play a gig and go home. It's like you're flying across the world and it's costing heaps. So tried to make a tour out of it. And it just turned out that the original idea, guys over there can arrange tours and it costs a lot more. We just didn't really have the money for it, and it was going to be quite hard. But it turned out one of the bands on the festival was doing a bunch of shows, like sort of road tripping towards the festival itself in Greece. So they're starting in Serbia, so we just hit them up and at the recommendation of a mutual friend of Santi's, and yeah, those guys were great, and we just played the shows with them, and they're just like us, a bunch of clowns, but serious about music.
Oh
So
yeah.
yeah, like just taking the piss out of each other and having fun with life. But when it's time to play, you definitely knuckle down. And like the guys in Colac, they're amazing, great guys, great
Awesome.
music. So yeah, check them out if you get a chance.
Sure. How many shows did you play?
I think it was six all up. It's weird.
Fuck.
It feels like so long ago now. You got to think back. It's like yeah, 6 shows in 7 days. So
Oh, fuck.
it was brutal, man.
Yeah, bro. Fucking hell. Jesus Christ. All right. Well, congratulations, man. It's awesome that you're fucking getting out on the world stage. You definitely deserve to
Yeah,
be there. So
no,
fuck you,
thank
bro.
you.
Yeah.
And I think the same. There's so much talent in this country, and there's so many great bands that if just work for it, man. Like it's the best thing you'll do. Like yeah, so many great bands. You just got to get out there and I guess the same as here. You network in the underground, and then you just got to reach out. And
Mm,
if someone reaches out back and makes it happen, like just take the chance, take the opportunity, man, because it's the best.
fuck yeah. Awesome. Well, focusing a little bit, in just a little bit, let's look at Ruckus because you mentioned Raj before. What is the writing process for Ruckus? How does that look?
Yeah, man. It's pretty. I don't know if it's unique or not, but we all kind of write. It's pretty cool. Um, Obviously, we're also busy with like life and then other bands like so it's harder to get together and jam new material. So like three of us actively write sort of passages or even whole sections or whole songs. Um, even me with drum passages, like I've written, I think 2 songs I might have done, maybe 3, but definitely 2 where I've written like from beginning to end or almost beginning to end, like massive passages where like, and then the guys just give feedback because I'll it's kind of like I guess you think in your head and you play on your practice kit all these beats and then you like write it out. And I'll send them a digital version of like as close to what I'm doing because I'm not going to get super nerdy and write like exactly the fill I'm doing or anything like that. But because that's just crazy. But their attention to detail. But I'll send them passages and they'll be like, "Oh, that's rad. Make that longer, maybe, or maybe shorten that." And then yeah, we are. That's the tech I am good with. So it's like I can write heaps of good drum stuff and Raj will record some stuff over top of it and send it back and be like, "Yo, what do you think of this?" And I'm like, "Bro, it's me." Like most of the time, it's just like straight up, like it's like someone writes something and then you just grab it out of the ether because it's real inspiring when you hear something
Mm.
fresh. So all 3 out of 4 of us for the release we've just done wrote a couple of bits each maybe and then we've worked together and just sat down in a session and like fleshed out the composition part first and then jam it out afterwards to like fine tune it and cut the bits out or add more and um yeah that pretty much covers it I think even the Ben the vocalist he'll hope you don't mind me saying this brother Ben but he'll beatbox like ideas like like how you're like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
like he'll do something like that and then that'll give Raj some ideas to like write a riff or like I think for one of them, me and Raj kind of had a race to see who could write something first. Like I'll write a drum for it first, and then he'll write a guitar in it. It's almost like when you jam with people, you build those telepathic bonds that you know what you're going to do. So it's like almost guaranteed we're going to write the same kind of thing that works with each other. So it's sometimes it's just real fast, and we could have something done in like a week or two of just like virtual jamming, like I call that.
Sure.
But and then you get together for real and have a go at it, and it's like, oh shit, it's way harder than I thought, but you get there. and then the same thing, I guess you write stuff like, I'm sure all drummers do it. You know what you're capable of, and then you're just like, oh, I'm gonna try and push it a bit harder. And it's like, I know I'm nearly there, and I'll write some stuff that's like slightly outside of what I can do, but it's like pretty sure I'll get there. And then if I don't, I'm gonna have to dumb it down or slow it down. But you get there for the most part, and it's yeah, if you show these people, show our mates the digital version of our song first, and they're like, you guys are idiots, so like writing stuff like this. Can you even play it? And then we managed to pull it off. Like it's some of the time. So yeah.
Sure. Awesome, bro. Awesome, bro. Great answer. Thank you very much, man. Now focusing a little bit more on you and your drumming. Obviously you've been playing drums a long time and you've got a lot of it under control, but is there a specific technique that you were working on or that you were practicing on improving at the moment?
Yeah, man. I guess like in the scheme of things, when I think about my age, like I've been drumming for like, no, I can't count. 42, 13. It's like nearly 30 years, I guess. But like the first 10 of it was just punk drumming. And then only when I moved to Auckland, I started playing, which was mid 2000s, is only when I sort of started playing metal. So yeah, it was mainly just thrash. And then I slowly got more better and more aiming towards more hard out stuff. And then, so yeah, you're always trying to work for something. And I guess I'm just lucky enough that, like, I don't know how to say it, but to have vision, I suppose, like to know where you want to get to, and then just looking around. And like I'm a competitive person, but I'm not competitive with, say, like with you or we're all bros. It's more like I'll watch you to like you do different things than me, so it's like, oh, can I learn that? Can I even use it with the ways I want to play stuff? And then if it works out, I'm like, oh, true, I'm going to try and figure this out. So that helps with the vision of knowing where you want to get to, and then just try and get there. So more recent times, like say with the Ruckus album we just did, man, that's like at the time it was like the hardest thing. Like I was so hard, like struggling with your footwork because it's just so fast sometimes, and you want it to be there. And at that point, I wasn't doing double strokes, and I was sort of like starting to work it out. But it's the same thing. I couldn't really get my pedals to do it because of just the way I had them set up, and then I recorded the Ruckus without it's all single stroke like footwork. So that's, I guess, if you want to like puff your chest about that stuff, I can like be proud that I did that with like just pretty hard out with just single stroke styles, and proud of that. But that whole thing of you just want to make it easier on yourself, so double strokes when you get there it makes it easier. So got those Demon XR pedals, and I guess just for me, like I don't know how everyone else approaches it, but I kind of just treat it like it's almost like gravity, on like doing gravity blasting with your feet, because it's just that big lip that you can just sort of hang off, and you do your heel toe with a bit of gravity style. And like I was lucky, I guess, when everyone else put the hard jazz in to figure it out, and then they put the videos out showing you how to do it, and then you're like, oh, so it's like that. And then you just pick it up. Like I didn't pick it up straight away by no means. It took me a few weeks, and just to get like the concept down, and then you got to get it tight. So yeah, still weeks and months of like fine tuning, and then I did it with the Exordium Mors stuff, and then it just made playing Ruckus a lot easier. So it's like oh yeah, sure. So now, yeah, trying to maintain the double strokes and trying to, I guess, get that balance between playing, thrashy death metal styles, and then moving into the more blitz as like super speed doubles, like, because it's different techniques. Like switching between is so hard.
Fuck yeah.
And yeah, there's some real freaks out there that are amazing at doing that, and respect to those guys, man, monsters. And then I'm just trying to figure out ways to make my hands faster as well, because I think all drummers probably utilize it, I'd say, as well as you and everyone else. We're trying to utilize multiple techniques to make our arm stamina better, because you're using all those different muscle groups. So just trying to fine tune that is pretty much my goal now, so that my hands can match my feet. It used to be the other way around. I used to have like quick hands, and my feet were trying to keep up now with the double strokes. It's like, is trying to figure out how to make that work because I don't want to double stroke with my hand. My hands is just like too not quiet, but I like to hit harder, so doing double strokes with my hands isn't going to work for me. So I'll try and figure out another way to make it fast, but
Sure.
or not, or not.
Fair enough, bro. Fair enough. All right. So now, Alan, we are moving on to a game I call First, Last, Best, and Worst. This is where you tell us about the first show that you ever played, if you can remember it, the last gig that you had, the best show that you've ever had, and the worst show. Now, those last two, they're open to interpretation. We'll get into that in just a minute. But if you can tell us about the first show that you ever played, please.
Yeah, man. I would have been 15 in high school, and it was one of those high school, whatever they put those extravaganza, whatever they called it on, and bands get to play. So we played two songs, and I remember it like it was yesterday because there's those nerves that I felt before going on. Like you still feel stuff like that even now, but like when you have like the first times of everything, like I was so nervous, and it's so funny to look back and like be like, wow. But it was our punk band, and we did shit. We didn't even play punk songs in the end. I think we played the President of the United States of America. Those
Yeah,
that cheesy band. I think we did one of their songs, and Bloodhound Gang.
Oh,
So
true.
we ended up just playing two songs, and it was in the school library. It was pretty, and then everyone liked it. So that was like, that's probably, how you have those make and break moments. Like I think if we didn't get a good reception or got booed, I probably would have just been like, oh, this sucks. But then that shit feeds the ego. You're like, oh, this is fun. People like it. I'm gonna keep going.
Oh, fuck yeah, bro.
So that's probably one of those things, eh?
Yes, absolutely.
So yeah, that's the first. The last gig.
Yes.
Well,
Maybe
the last drumming gig was, it feels so cool to see this. My last drumming gig was Athens, Greece. Fucking
Whoa.
awesome. Fucking
Fuck
awesome.
yeah, bro.
It's like, it was just a Monday night, and it was just a cool opportunity. The guys who had the venue, it's just I wouldn't say it's just a coffee shop because it's more than that, but it's kind of a coffee shop bar, and they have stuff on. They just said to us, we won't charge you if you want to play because it's a Monday night. And reasonable turnout too, like, for underground, like Monday night, I wouldn't be able to tell you how many people were there, like, I don't know, 30 or something, 40
Sure.
on a Monday night. Pretty, maybe more, maybe less, but yeah, pretty fucking rad. They all enjoyed it. It's like, that's the biggest buzz, even just over Europe. Everyone's, I'm not going to, it's going to sound like I'm disrespecting our scene here, but it's like, they're very passionate over there. It's not that we're not passionate, but there's just something, like they live and breathe it, I guess, and we like sort of, I would say, you know what I mean? It's hard to say because I feel like I'm dissing us. I'm not dissing us by any means, but it's more like they just seem to be more into it.
Sure. Yeah.
They'll turn up, and yeah, it was great. Whereas like I guess we treat it more like not like a part-time thing or any, to call it a hobby is not doing it justice either. But sometimes you go to, I'm guilty of it too. You're like real tired. You've been working. You're like, man, maybe I won't go out tonight. Whereas like you just should. And that's like, yeah, that's my new try and keep that mantra going.
Sure.
Because that was inspiring. But yeah, that was a great show. Last
Awesome.
show.
So the best show. Now, this is open to interpretation, as I mentioned. This can be the best you played. It can be the best atmosphere. It can be the best, you opened for a band or had a band open for you and they were fucking dope. It's really open to interpretation. It can even be like funniest. There's a lot of room here. So please, best show that you've ever played.
I'll have to break the rules and just put a couple of gigs out there because playing the festival over in Greece was pretty immense, and I guess same thing. You're not playing in front of your crowd, so like to play in front of complete strangers and get a good reception, and people coming to you afterwards just to tell you how much they enjoyed it is like, and I felt like I played really well, and the boys played amazing. Like so, when all those things all those tick boxes, it's like that was great. And then probably there's a couple of other gigs that just for what it means as well. Like say, when you tell if you went back in time and told your young self that these things would happen to you, and you'd be like, yeah, "Fuck off, man! You're full of shit. Get out of my face." So it's like, getting your band asked to be an opening act for some of the international bands that come through is just like this dream come true kind of stuff. So those gigs I've been lucky to be a part of is like performance wise probably got the best because you got the jitters and you're excited. So the performance might not be the best, but the feeling is amazing. So that's that. And then there's always one gig that always sticks out is back from a band I was in, Nullifier. We did an album release gig, and pretty much we just got our favorite bands who all our friends to play the gig. I can't remember if it was 4 or 5 bands, but we were just like, hey, we're gonna have a good time, whatever. We turned up we did our load in and soundcheck, then came back like a couple of hours later. And when we got there, about half an hour before the first band was going to go on, the place was packed, and it was just like, this is the Thirsty Dog on K Road. Yep. So it's not the biggest venue, but that's like just like a 200 people kind of place. So like for that to be like packed and from beginning to the end, every band, and it just went off and so it's like the combination of hard work of releasing your album and you're there with your friends and the whole place is vibing. It was just, that will forever be like one of the greatest gigs I feel like I've done, even if I've become better at playing drums and like compared to then, it's just like, but that memory is just so special.
Fuck yeah, bro.
And I'm sure it's the same for everyone when you do things like that. Just the feeling of playing a great gig where everyone was on the same level of enjoyment and just going hard. And the pit was savage. I think a couple of the bros got a big like splits on their forehead, and one guy broke his nose, and it's just like, and because we had merch that was white t-shirts, so it's just like blood on the shirt. It's like it was awesome. Just that too, violent pit.
Fuck yeah.
It's so cool.
Yes, absolutely. All right. And lastly is worst show. This can be the worst you played. It can be the worst kit that you played on, or the worst stage, or the worst crowd. Again, this is really open to interpretation, Allan. So please.
Oh yeah, man. No, that was the easy one. There's back in the punk days, and the band also used to do like weddings and birthday parties, and if you wanted to fill in a bunch of covers, like if it's within our like scope of like ability, we'd like learn all that sort of stuff. So we played some gig, some party, and I can't remember when or where, but we got so jacked up, man, like on like alcohol and all the other good stuff that people passing around because it's a party. And same thing, the vibe was great, and everyone was like, telling us how awesome the gig was and thanks for playing. And then one of our friends happened to have one of those old 8mm bloody film things, and we watched it, and it was like, it's the worst we'd ever played. No one was on time. The singing was terrible. It's like couldn't even like, my counting in and then playing was just way off. It's like one of those things you just look at it as like, I'm glad that the internet wasn't really a thing then, so I'm glad that just isn't around for people to see, because that's the most embarrassed I felt about playing. So then from that moment I was like, sweet, I don't drink now until after I play drums.
Yeah.
It's just like you don't realize how much it just changes everything.
It's a hard lesson to learn, but it's got to be learned. Absolutely,
man. So yeah, definitely that's the worst, and it's like, shit.
Yes. Awesome. Wow. Thank you so very much for that, Allan. So very nearly at the end here. If people want to find your bands, Sciolism, Exordium Mors, Rvkkvs, or CorpseFeast, where can they go? Where are you guys on streaming sites? Where can they go?
Well, CorpseFeast isn't on the streaming as far as I know. We're pretty old school. Mm-hmm. We've got some CDs. We're going to have to hit up Rog.
Yeah.
But yeah, all the others were all on most streaming platforms. We're definitely on Spotify and Bandcamp. And we do have physical copies of stuff, and there is merch. So hit us up if you want some of the merch. And yeah, definitely stream that stuff if you're into the extreme, they're all different kinds of extreme metal.
Yeah.
And then even just calling it extreme, it sounds presumptuous, but it meets the criteria, so it's fair.
Yes, it does.
And yeah, man, and then just same as that, just not even us, just the whole New Zealand metal scene, man. So many fantastic bands. Just like, it sounds tacky to say support them all, but it's kind of true. They're all amazing. So find what you like and go get it.
Fuck yes, absolutely right. So, Allan, very, very last part of the show, bro. This is where you get to make any plugs for any things that you've got coming up in terms of your 17 bands, and make any shout outs to people that you want to make shout outs to. Allan Lachlan, sir, the floor is yours.
Anzac weekend. Exordium Mors is playing Auckland at the Big Fan, and Sciolism is playing Palmy. I think it's the Royal, and also Valhalla that weekend. So if you're nearby and you want to check it out, come down. And for plugging, I just want to plug everyone else. There's so much amazing people and bands in this country, and yeah, check them all out. Especially all the sick drummers, man. Mad respect. All those beasts. Levi, obviously Jamie. Christchurch have some phenomenal guys down there, like the bands as well, not just drummers, bands everywhere. And yeah, I'm always going to miss someone out, but you know, everyone who I've made contact with, they're just all like sick, really amazing people and real passionate about their craft. So it's just great to see, especially with your podcast here, doing the interviews with all the drummers. Man, there's drummers that like. I wouldn't say I haven't heard of them, but then when they talk about the history, I'm like, oh yeah, I was there for that. Oh, yeah, I've seen your band. Like you just like you don't realize it until later, and then you're like, oh yeah, I know that dude, but you just haven't really talked. So it's rad, man. So much talent here. So yeah, push on, and to just people who aren't musicians and fans of it, like I said before, just like find what you like and get in there and support those bands, or buy their CDs, or if you're streaming only, just stream their stuff, check it out. It's great. Buy their merch, support them, because no one can make money off music. So the more merch we sell, the more money we don't have to pay from our jobs to get it done.
Yeah, you don't get into metal in New Zealand to make money, eh?
Nah, definitely a labor of love, man. But it's totally worth it because everyone, we're all in the same boat, I guess. Like, yeah, it's great, man.
Absolutely,
everyone's fucking awesome.
Everyone's fucking awesome. And any shout outs, or was that it?
Yeah, that's everyone. If I've crossed paths with you, just know I respect you and love you. Fucking yeah, man.
Awesome. Well, Allan.
And thank you, bro. So thank you. Thank you for having me. It's a real cheesy to call it a blessing, but because but it's nice. It's really good, man. Sorry I flaked out earlier on when you first asked me several moons ago. I'm just yeah, bro.
Yeah. Well, when I first wrote up the list of people that I wanted to talk to, of course you were on there. So you were one of the first people that I hit up. And now, over a year later, we finally got to it. I knew it was coming around, bro. Eventually. Eventually.
I'm no good. I'm no good with a Zoom, bro. I'm just gotta get over myself, man.
Wow, bro. Nah. Fucking, you're awesome, man. Bro, thank you so much, bro. This has been awesome. I've been waiting so long to fucking talk to you about your drumming journey, bro. This has been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much. Allan, you're a fucking star.
Oh, yeah. Oh, one more thing. That's actually, on that shout out, like just the drumming journey. If anyone's, I'm sure it's that same buzz, like everyone's so standoffish about like when you see people around. So it's just like, if you see me around, fucking hit me up, man. Have a coffee, have a beer, have a yarn. Like anywhere, anytime. I mean, unless I'm with my kids, then like let me do my family shit. But otherwise, yeah, man. I'm keen to hang with anyone, have a yarn, talk about whatever.
Fuck yes, awesome. Well, that was Allan Lachlan, drummer for Exordium Mors, drummer for Rvkkvs, bass player for Sciolism. Fuck yeah, Sciolism. Bass player for CorpseFeast. This has been The Drop Clutch with me, Ricky V. Thank you so much for watching. We will see you next time. Allan, send him home, bro.
Yeah, cheers, bro. Cheers, everyone. Fucking